And we'll start with a roll. So let's make one, and if you have just a regular size yoga blanket, from this size, if you roll it up like a little taco, oh, I don't want to let the money go away. You'll have that, and then if you have something other than a yoga blanket, just roll it up to this size. You could even use your yoga mat, but that might be a little bit not thick enough. So let me show you what we're going to do. So we'll lay down on it. So it'll support the back of the pelvis, and it's kind of like a bridge post, but the hips are elevated on the roll. Oh, this feels kind of good. Yeah, it might be a little awkward getting down. Yeah. And
hips, right?
Okay. Yeah. So we want it at the widest part of the back of the pelvis. At first, the knees will be bent, but in a second, we'll lift the legs up off the floor. Yeah. And before we do that, just see if you can let the pelvis settle onto the roll. Take a few breaths. And this is meant to feel good, this little prop here. If it doesn't, you might need to either go higher or lower. And if you need to go higher, you might roll a second one around it or roll your mat over it so it's a little thicker. If you need to go lower, just unroll a bit. And then from here, friends, let's lift the legs up so that the knees are bent, the feet are kind of relaxed close to the buttocks. And just take a little side to side, kind of a little rock. Yeah. And I think some of you might have done similar with me a week or two ago. So here we are, just getting a little roll, a little rub out. Next time we drop a bit to the right side, stay like that, and then do like a march in place. So one leg comes in, and then the other leg goes out. And the knees will stay bent, it's pretty small. Yeah, so it's more about the movement in the thighs than it is in the shins. You don't want to kick the shins too much. And then let's pause here and let the legs stay pretty close together and just take a few circles on the side. We'll still be on the right side here. And then change the direction. Yeah. And then let's pause here and drop the right leg just a little bit more, a little closer to the floor. And now let the right leg start to move around in any way that you want. So that could be circles, in and out, back and forth, figure eights, anything like that. And this is more about the relationship between the roll and your kind of the right side of the tush than it is about the movement of the leg. So it doesn't really matter exactly what the leg is doing. And then let's pause and we'll return back to center. And let's take again that little tick-tock side to side. So right and left, back and forth. Great. And next time we drop a little to the left side, we'll stay. We'll do our march in place. Good. And then let's pause and glue the legs together and take a few little circles. Here we're still on the left side. Awesome. Other direction with that. And then let's pause and drop the left knee, the left leg a little bit more, and then just take any kind of movement with the left leg on its own. Great. And then let's pause and we'll come back to center. And this time, let's take the hands around the left leg and then stretch the right leg up towards the ceiling and do a little point flex with the foot a couple of times. Yeah. And then you choose if you want to stay in the point or the flex, whatever you like. start to lower the leg, but not all the way to the floor, and we'll keep the leg straight and keep reaching outward through the foot. And then let's take the right arm and to the floor by your head. Yeah, the left hand will stay on the left leg, and then turn your face to look left, and give a little reach of the hand and the foot, right hand and foot opposite of each other. Yeah. And then we'll return to center. And we'll do the second side. So first just hold both hands on the right leg, stretch up through the left leg, and do a little point flex, just moving the ankle a little bit. Good. And then choose one or the other. Stay like that. Start to lower the leg, keeping the leg straight and keeping it reaching out away from you. And then we'll take the left arm up by your head and reach the left hand and foot away from each other as you turn your face to look to the right. Yeah. Good. And then we'll return the knee back to center. Let's step the 2 feet down on the floor here. And then just push the roll forward for a second so you can bring the hips down and take a moment here, not being elevated. Check it out. Notice how your back meets the floor, how the rest of your body meets the floor. Yeah. And then just gently, you can let the head roll from side to side. If it feels good to add in a little arm stretch, a little hip, windshield wipers, anything like that is fine. We're going to use the roll for one more thing in a second. Yeah. So let's pause here and then just turn yourself over to one side and come up so we can rearrange. And then for this one here, if we're going to go side lying on the roll, and we want it in this place. If you put your hand on the side of the hip there, the ilium, the pelvis, you'll feel like a bony spot. And then you keep going down and it's soft. And then you keep going down and some of us will find another bony spot. We don't want to be on the bony spots. Yeah, it's in the soft spot. So kind of right in there.
You want the soft spot?
We want the soft spot. Yeah. So we put the roll in the soft spot.
What side, right?
Doesn't matter. Let's have all of you guys on the right. At home though, whatever side you want is fine. And then you can either prop up on the elbow, or you could rest on the head, or you could put a pillow or a block under your head. Have the top knee bent and the foot just a little behind you. And you can either be all the way flat on the foot or just on the toes, whatever works for you. And then let's take the top arm in front of you and use that to create a little kind of back and forth, a little push-pull, so that you get a little rub right in that soft spot, which is right at where gluteus medius sits, if you care. It's also where my bursitis is. Where bursitis is, yeah, if it's aggravating, then don't do it. Or you could find a different spot. You could roll a little more towards the back instead of directly on the side. That's an option. And then let's find an interesting spot, whatever that means for you. And then the straight leg that's on the floor, press the outer edge of the foot down towards the floor so that you feel the muscle engage. And then you'll relax. I do that a few times. So you just press the side of the foot straight down so the muscle engages. And you relax. And do that one more time. And then the next time the muscle relaxes, you'll keep the side of the foot on the floor and you kind of do a little point flex, which will create a little up and down motion in the whole body. So instead of the side to side roll, now we get a little up and down. Yeah, good. Okay, and then we'll pause. And you guys can just roll over to the second side and return all the way over, just so I'm facing front. Yeah. So again, you don't want to be right on the bone, it's right on the soft spot. The bottom leg is straight, the top leg is bent with the foot kind of creating support. And you can either be up or down on the bottom arm, and the top arm is just in front of you. Oops. And then let's take our little forward back. Oh, this side's different, yeah? And then pause in any interesting place, anywhere along the route. And we'll stay there. And press whatever leg is the down leg, press the outer edge of the foot downward towards the floor so that you feel the muscle contract. And then you'll relax. And do that a few times. So you just press straight down. Oh, you know what it was? We did it with a ball the other day.
Yeah, we do it with a ball.
Yeah.
I like the blanket much
The
better.
blanket's a little softer,
Yeah.
At home, I usually do it with the blanket myself. And the next time the muscle relaxes, we'll stay like that. And then use the bottom foot to kind of, the outer edge of the foot catches the mat, and you do a little point flex. So the whole body goes a little up and a little down. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll pause. And let's come up to sit. Good. You can move the roll out. I said that was it for the roll, but we might still use it for something else. It just kind of depends. We'll wait and see. Yeah. So let's come to a cross-legged position. Now, if you do need to sit on something, of course, you can rearrange your roll or just sit on the roll itself to elevate if you need that. Yeah. And let's take a few circles. Good. And then go the other direction. Before you guys got here, he was playing like Diana Ross, and I was thinking this would be fun to do circles all together at the same time. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back. All right, let's pause here and just sit for a moment. So root down through your seat, lengthen and grow tall through the trunk of the body, and lift up a little bit through the crown of the head. If it feels okay to close the eyes, do that. And if not, keep the eyes open, but try to relax the muscles around them. Even breaths, nice and easy. And the next time the exhale comes, allow the back to round, the head to bow down. You can flick the eyes open. And as the inhale comes, let's move the chest forward, create a little lift. Yeah, take that a few times, forward and back. And then let's pause here right in the middle. Let's take a side bend over to the right side. And then we'll come up, go over to the left side. And then we'll go to the right side one more time and add on a little something. So you can imagine a cat or a lion or some sort of feline just taking a big yawn. And you know how they do it, not just in their face, but in the whole body. Yeah, find that. And then let's come up and over to the other side. And we'll take our big feline yawn here. Yes. And then come back up to the center. Let's turn the chest to the right and let the arms be just floating out in the air. And then inhale up. Exhale over to the left side. And inhale up. And now we go over to the right side again. And let's stay on this side and add in our yawn. Good. And then come the other direction. Open up and find that. Oh, good. Good. So we'll add those in periodically, those little yawns here. Just roll the shoulders a few times. Yeah. All right. And then cats are way better than humans and that sort of thing. So let's come out. We'll meet in the all fours position here. Do feel free to put padding under the knees if you need that. And then once you arrive here, let's just start to move around a little bit. And that could be anything at all. You could do some circles. You could add in some little cat yawns if you wish. Yeah. And then let's take a pause here. We'll meet in child's pose. You can widen the knees if you need to. And once you get into position, let's go onto your fingertips, little spider fingers, and give the mat just a little scrunch with the hands. Yeah, we'll set the hands back down. Return to the all fours here. Take the right leg back with the toes tucked under and the hands a little further forward and the left knee also a little further forward. Let's inhale. And as you exhale, press into the floor, round the back, lift the left knee and press the right heel back to give a little calf stretch. On the inhale, we'll come back down. So let's do that a few times. The exhale, we round, find that little lift. And inhale, we slide down. We'll go one more time. Yeah. Next time we come down, make sure the knee is directly under the hip. Let's take the back heel down to the floor. Turn the chest open, lift up through the right arm, and give the right hand, wrist just a little stir. Yeah. Good. Stay here and plant the right foot firmly into the floor. Take the right arm overhead, forward but not down. So it's a side lengthening pose, but not so much of a side bend. Yeah. And then look at the floor. Let's release the hand, release the knee. Come back to child's pose again. And this time turn the palms to face up, curl the fingers in and out. You can give the hips a little wobble if you like. And before we come up, we'll stay here. Turn the palms to face down, keeping the forearms on the floor. On the inhale, try to drag the arms back. The hips will lift a little, and then the elbows will lift a little as we come up but not high. And then on the exhale, come back down. So do that a few times. Every time we inhale, we pull back through the arms, collarbones widen, upper back engages, and the exhale, we lower again. So a couple more just like that. Lately, this has been my Cobra alternative, but I quite like it, so I'm having everybody do it today. Yeah. All right. And then let's pause. Actually, the next time we come up, we'll come all the way back to our all fours position. Reset your stance here. Left leg will come back. Right knee comes a little forward, hands come a little forward. Inhale. And then as we exhale, press into the floor, round the back, press back through the left heel, hover the right knee. Inhale to come back down. Do that a few more times, just giving yourself a little extra in the left calf. Yeah. Good. Now the next time we come down, make sure the right knee is directly under the hip. Turn the left heel to the floor, the chest to the left arm to the sky, and just give the wrist and hand a few little circles. Before we take the arm over, plant the left foot firmly into the floor. Up and over comes the arm, so it's a long position as opposed to a kind of curved over position. Yeah, and then let's look down, release the arm, release the knee. Child's pose again, this time with the toes tucked under. If you want to, you can take the knees quite wide for this, and that'll give you a different stretch sensation in the feet. You can try that if you like. Yeah. All right. And then let's unhook the feet. Just give the toes a little shakety shake. And we'll come up into our downward facing dog. So take your time to get there. Once you do arrive, it might feel good to add in some extra movement. Whatever that is for you, go ahead and do it. Yeah. First down dog of any class, I think, is a little tight. And then let's gradually step the feet a little wider until we end up about max with distance apart with the feet. You'll bend the knees and start to crawl the arms back. And then just prop yourself up for a sec with the forearms right on the thighs. Shift your weight back towards the heels. And then let's take a little side-to-side slither here and let the movement travel through the whole spine. So you get almost like a figure 8 movement going on. That's it. And then let's pause. Have the weight again in the heels. Use the inhale to rise. Arms lift all the way up overhead. And then the exhale, the arms come down. Stay here, soften the knees a little bit. And then let's roll the right shoulder forward, up, back, and down. And then the left shoulder forward, up, back, and down. And keep doing that. And gradually it'll become a little bigger and there'll be more rotation in the spine. Yeah. And if it feels right to do so, you can lift one heel on the other, maybe the arms and or the elbow, whatever you want to add in is fine. Good. And then we'll let it settle. Let it settle. And now let's lead with the left side, and instead of going this direction, we'll come forward. So come from back to front, back to front. Yeah, do that one a couple more. And here too, yeah, this is a tongue twister for the body. Yeah, let the heels lift, let the spine rotate. Maybe the arms move more, almost like a swimming kind of movement. Yeah, I say I'm not a swimmer. I don't know, but all right. Let that one settle. And let the movement quiet down. Let's be at the back of the mat. Maybe you're already there. Feet about hips width distance apart at this point. Slight bend in the knees. Let's shift back so the weight goes into your heels. Keep the weight into the heels as we inhale, lengthen the legs, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, we'll come down again, bend the knees forward, fold. Come up halfway, moving the chest forward, glide the shoulder blades down the back. Yeah, come down, bend the knees. Do the half lift a few more times. So the shoulder blades move down the back, chest moves forward as we do these. Lower yourself down. And then one more time. Good. So from here, let's walk the hands forward until we get to plank pose. We're going to stay for a second. From your plank pose, if you need to put the knees down, that's fine. Can you shift your weight a little to the right, a little to the left? Yeah. That makes it more interesting, doesn't it? Good. So let's let the movement settle. Lower the knees down, and we'll meet back in child's pose. And you might go all the way back, you might just go partial. It's up to you. Let's take a quickie spider fingers. And then let me explain this next one. You let the hips come up a little and take the hands off of the mat onto the wood floor. And you're still in the spider fingers hand position. Let the chest come down a little bit. Press into the floor, undulate the spine up. And then on the way down, let's take a little glide side to side. Yeah, do that a few times. So we come up through the center, and then the down is a little side to side on the way down. Now let's go twice more. Later on the next round, some of you will do this from the belly, and some of you will opt to do this version again. It's your call. And then when enough is enough, let's reset the hands and head into downward facing dog pose. Yeah, this time, once you're in position, let's bend the knees a little bit. Keeping them bent, try to press the mat down and forward with the hands. So that'll send the hips up and back. Can you keep the hips up and back as you slowly start to re-lengthen your legs? A-okay if they don't go all the way straight. What we don't want to do is pitch forward, kind of bending at the shoulders and or the spine. Yeah. All right. Your choice. You can walk the hands to the feet or the feet to the hands or a little bit of each. We'll land the heels down, press into the heels. Use the inhale to grow. Arms lift. And exhale to step the arms down. Alrighty, friends. So from your position here, let's keep your wide stance. Bend the knees, let the backs of the wrists come towards each other. And on the inhale, turn the palms up, lengthen the legs, lift the heart. Do that a few times. So we bow it in, and then we open. Do that a couple more. This one's kind of like a swimming movement too, isn't it? Says the non-swimmer, yeah. All right, now next time we inhale, let's come out and up and just release the arms down alongside. Yeah. All right, we'll head to the front of the mat, and you might want blocks if you normally like blocks for lunges. Just have them handy. Okay. And then here we are at the front. Let's have feet a little bit apart. Bend the knees, bring the hips back, and let's do a little cat-cow tilt in the pelvis so we can find neutral. Yeah, find your neutral. And then without going anywhere, press wide through the upper thighs. I root down through the ball of the big toe. Let's take the arms back to broaden the collarbones. Yeah. On the inhale, we come up again, arms lengthen, legs lengthen. Exhale, down we go, forward fold. You can bend the knees if you like. Let's come up halfway, moving the chest forward. And on the way down, step the right leg back. We'll step into our lunge pose, keeping the knee off the floor here. Now, without going anywhere, try to pull the blocks back so the chest moves forward and you lengthen a little more through the spine. Press into the left leg heel. And on the right leg, can you lift them more through the inner thigh? Let's take the arms back if that's a possibility, and if not, just keep them down where you have them. Yeah, great. Now let's release the arms. Turn the back heel down to the floor. Come up for a warrior two pose. And if that didn't work, if you need to make a little adjustment, take a second to get there. Let's turn the palms to face up. On the inhale, straighten out the front leg and lift the arms. And on the exhale, rebend, sending the arms wide. Let's do that a few more times. So the inhale brings us up, and the exhale takes us back down. Yeah, last one of those. And then pause in the warrior two. Let's shift forward a bit. Reverse warrior, keeping the front knee bent. And then take the forearm onto the thigh, just a brief side angle. We're not going to stay in the position. Now let's come up again, straighten out the front leg, lift the front arm. And then this time, let's come forward to come down into triangle pose, Trikonasana. You can take the hand to a block, to your own chin, or to the floor. Can you turn the rib cage away from the floor and reach up through the top arm? That's it. Keep the back heel rooted down into the floor. And just very gently try to push the right heel towards the back edge of the mat. Nice. Now, without changing the position in your spine, turn the palm of the hand forward and take it overhead like we did earlier when we had the knee on the floor. Yes, good job. Let's look down. Bend the front knee, spin the back heel up, coming into the lunge pose again. Yeah, go ahead and let's add in a twist. You can turn to the left, lift up through the arm. And then down comes the arm. Let's go into our plank pose, and we'll add that little side to side. Yeah, option to have the knees down. I'm going to do that so you can see. And then let's add in just a little wobble from side to side, which makes the plank a little bit more interesting. Yeah. Now your choice. You can come down to the belly, or you can join me in child's pose. We're going to do that spider cobra move. So once you're down in your position, hands come off of the mat onto the wood floor. Let yourself just drop down, and then we'll undulate up. If you're on the belly, you might not come up high. That's up to you. And then on the way down, you can either come down through the middle or add in that little glide. So let's do a few more. We come up through the center, and then the down, possibly with a little extra. This one is great if you do it to like a Monster Mash or some kind of scary song. Yeah. Next time we're down, let's reset the hands. And we'll press ourselves up and back into downward facing dog pose. Yeah. Oh, the down dog's getting easier for me. Maybe it is for you too. Your choice here to come up, either feet to the hands or hands to the feet or a little bit of each. We'll bend the knees, press into the heels. Use the inhale to grow. And the exhale to put the arms down. All right, you guys. So, I'm just going to move that for later. Let's stay standing with the feet, not super duper wide, just kind of medium wide. Bend the knees a little bit. Curl the arms in towards your body. Let the spine round. And then as we inhale, we'll lengthen the legs. Let the arms move away from you. And on the exhale, we'll curl back in. Do that a few times. And if you want to take, instead of arms out, you could go up. Or you could go down. Yeah. So the inhale is this open position. And the exhale, we close it back up. Take a few more rounds. Yeah. We're going to change it a little bit here. So we come in through the center, and as we open, let's rotate to the right and add in that kind of cat yawn. And then we come back in through the center. And then we open to the left. Good, and back to center. Let's take one more of those on each side. I can't do it without making a little bit of noise. If you need to make some sound, that's okay. Yeah. And after you've done both sides, let's do just one symmetrical. Oh, yeah, you guys. All right. So let's set up for our second side for the lunge warrior sequence. If you need the blocks, go get them. And we'll start again in our chair pose. If you want feet together, you can. I'm going to keep a little bit of space. So the knees bend, the hips shift back. Let's find that neutral pelvis. Broaden the collarbones. Take the arms back at first. Now let's keep the knees bent as we take the arms forward and out, kind of up on the diagonal. Yeah, have the weight in the heels. Let's breathe in. As we exhale, we forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, it's a half lift. Exhale, let's lower down, step the left leg back into your lunge pose. Take a second to get there. Hands right underneath the shoulders, maybe on the blocks. Don't move the hands, but try to pull them towards the back of the mat as you draw the chest forward. Let's plant down pretty firmly through the right leg heel, and on the left leg, lift up a little more through the inner thigh. Yeah. All right. And then from here, friends, let's draw the arms back. Did we do this on the other side? I don't think we did. Okay. Sometimes I forget. Yeah, flying lunge. And then down come the arms. Let's turn the back heel to the floor. Take your time to get to warrior two, and if you need to adjust the position a little, you can. Don't let the front knee knock in. Now we want the knee to point straight ahead. Turn the palms up. Inhale, we rise, going long in the leg. Exhale, we rebend. Couple more of those. Yep. And then we'll change our pattern a little bit here. So from warrior two, we'll shift a little forward. Inhale, reverse warrior, keeping the front knee bent. Exhale to side angle just for the moment. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten out the front leg, lift the front arm. And then let's enter into triangle and we'll stay for a little bit. Yeah, you could use a block, you could use your shin. From your position here, plant the back heel down and try to press it towards the back edge of the mat. Without losing that, can you rotate the ribs towards the ceiling? And then without changing that, take the left arm out on the diagonal without creating any extra side bend. Yeah, let's look down. Rebend the knee, reset into your lunge position, and then we'll take our twist. So we can turn to the right, lift up through the right arm. Nice job, down comes the arm. Let's head into our plank and we'll do our little jiggly plank. So from your position here, take a little wiggle, a little side to side. It's like doing plank on a wobble board. All right, and then let's take a little break. Come down into child's pose. If you need a hand break and it's spider fingers, anything like that, go ahead and add that in. Yeah. And then in a second, we'll come to the belly and do a quad stretch. So you can get there when you get there. And as you do arrive, take the legs one at a time, just back and down to give you a little extra space. I'm going to stay on my side. We'll bend the right knee and grab for the foot or the ankle with the right hand. Yeah. Now, as you're in this position, a few things. First, notice if you're squeezing the tailbone for dear life. Can you let that go? Now, can you think about lifting a little, engage the low belly as you take the right knee towards the back edge of the mat? Yeah? Now, try this. Can you just a little bit squeeze the right side of the tush, but not the left side? Huh. And if everything starts to just squeeze the tailbone, forget about it. Let's release and change sides. So the left knee will bend, and the foot or the ankle. Take a second to get there, and first notice, did you find that grip, and can you let it go? Lift a little through the belly. Send the knee, left knee towards the back of the mat, and then see if you can engage the left side only. Just a little squeeze on the left tush. Huh. Okay. And then let that one go. Stay on the belly, just wiggle a little bit to erase it. Yeah. And then we'll head back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and just get there. Good. So we're going to repeat the sequence we've already done, but we'll just kind of go through it. So let's come to the front of the mat. Halfway lift to transition. Lower down, step the right leg back. From your position here, don't move the arms, but try to drag them back. Yep, and then we'll just keep the hands down. Back off a little, send the back heel to the floor. Up we come to warrior two. Once you're there, palms turn up, inhale to rise. Exhale to rebend. Twice more like that. You got it. From the next warrior two, we'll pause. Shift forward, knee stays bent as we reverse warrior. And then forearm on the thigh for our side angle pose. Let's press into the heels to come up, straighten the legs, lift the left arm. And then come forward to come down, Trikonasana. Yeah, take a second to get there. And then as you're here, plant the back heel, rotate the ribs away from the floor. And then take the right arm overhead without creating any more side bend. Yeah. Let's look down. Rebend the front knee, release the arms, send the back heel up. Let's take a twist to the left. You got it. And then just plank to down dog. Yeah, we'll skip those little wigglies. And then from here, we'll come to the front of the mat, feet to the top. Once you arrive, halfway lift to transition. Lower it down, left leg steps back, lunge pose. Take a second to get there. Can you lengthen the spine? Yeah. Back heel turns to the floor. Up we come to our warrior two pose. Palms turn up. Inhale to rise. Exhale to bend. Do that twice more. Yeah. And then from here, friends, let's shift forward. Front knee stays bent. We reverse. Forearm on the thigh, side angle pose. Press into both heels to come up. Lift the right arm. Trikonasana, triangle pose. We'll stay for a bit, so take your time to get there. That's it. And you turn the chest away from the floor. Plant down through the back heel and take the top arm overhead. That's it. Let's look down. Rebend, set up for your lunge. And then we've got the twist. Open up to the right side. Down comes the arm. Plank to downward facing dog pose. That's it. And then any way you want to get there, standing forward fold. Root down into your heels. Use the inhale to lift. We lengthen, we grow. And the exhale to put the arms down. Yeah, just wiggle it out just like a little bit. Building some heat. Yes, good. All right. So let's use the blanket roll as a calf stretcher. We'll do a few different things. So go get it. If you need to redo it, re-roll. And then we'll just put it like this on your mat. I'll face you. Yeah. Now, if it feels like it's not thick enough, you could roll your mat over it to make it a little thicker. And then let's step the left foot on the roll so the toes are up and the heel is down. And then the right foot can step further forward if you wish. Yeah. Yeah. Sarah, go a little to the side. Exactly. Some more room.
I know, give it a minute.
And then at first, let's let the hips take a little right-left shift. That's it. And then pause right in the middle or maybe slightly to the right. You have a tendency to hang left here, so a little to the right. And then let's let the arms swing and let the torso rotate with the arms. Exactly.
Side's tight.
Side's tight on the calf, yeah. Well, good thing that we're here. So,
It's a good thing.
yeah.
We'll fix that.
We'll stretch it out a little. And then let's pause. And start with just a tiny bend in both knees, which is it's a little awkward. Take the arms out and up. Notice how when we come up, the pelvis will want to shift forward. See if you can let the pelvis shift ever so slightly back and keep that as we re-lengthen the legs and lengthen up through the arms. Good. You breathing? No. Just asking.
Just thinking.
Yeah. Let's put the arms down. And then you'll step off of the roll. We'll do the second side, and then Jill, let me have you push yours just a little to the side, so that there's a little, yeah. And then we'll put the right foot up there. Left foot could step forward, it doesn't have to, it just kind of depends. Yeah, it's the new side. And then we take our little rock. Good. And then we'll pause when we're in the middle, or it might feel like you're slightly to the left. And then we'll take our arm swing with our torso rotation. Yeah, just like you're having a jolly old time. You can sing your favorite song, whistle. I can't whistle like in a tune.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah. On a little pause. And take a little bend in both knees, just a little bit. And see if you can drop back a little through the hip creases. Just this is micro movement, just a bit. And then arms come out and up. As you lengthen the legs, try not to push the pelvis forward. Good. Relax a little through the shoulders, grow a little through the crown of the head. Yeah. Okay, and then that's that. Put the arms down. Let's come off of the roll. Just take a little walk. Just walk around for a sec. Yeah. Okay. And then let's put the roll now at the back of the mat. Let's, instead of a roll, redo it so it's just a fold. Lately I've been liking the fold better. So if it's a regular yoga blanket, you'll fold it like this. If it's another prop, just have kind of the equivalent, so it's like this much of a lift, about an inch or two. Yeah, and then we'll take a variation here of Warrior One pose. So you'll put the right heel on the ledge and angle the right leg so that it turns out a bit, not a lot, just like 1 o'clock or so. Hands to the hips, we'll step the left leg forward. You can take a few steps to do it. Yeah, and then once you're there, lengthen both legs and press pretty firmly into the back leg heel. And as you do so, see if you can lift and engage a little through the front line of the body. So the back line of the body is moving down and the front is moving up. And then back off. Yeah, go again. So the heel presses down, the navel lifts up. Let's lift the arms up too. Take a little butterfly hook with your thumbs and pull up with the arms, and keep that idea of going up as you bend the front knee. So you start to lower, but resist the lowering by lengthening. Yeah, how's the back leg doing? Good. Yes, Sarah, you look great over there. All right, guys. From here, let's hinge a little forward, which will lessen the stretch in the back leg. And then think about the whole circumference of the rib cage drawing away from the pelvis on the diagonal. Keep that idea. Keep pressing into the back heel. Hinge your way up again to center. Yeah, good. And then let's unhook the arms, just regular arm position. Palms can face each other. Hinge a little forward, arms sweep back. Weight is in the front leg heel. Step forward to come out. Okay, side two. How exciting. I used to not like Warrior One, but I found all the variations of it that I did like, and that's one of my favorites. Yeah, so left heel is up there, and then we ankle it slightly to the left, about 11 o'clock. Right leg steps forward. It's awkward. I don't have a way out of that. Both legs go long, and then just feel what happens when you press into the back leg heel, and at the same time think of lifting and lengthening up through the front of the body. Yeah, don't hold your breath. And then back off and do it again. So press down in the back, lift up in the front, butterfly hook the thumbs, up we come. And then as the front knee bends, try not to sink down. Think of lifting up and out of it. Yeah, if you need to scooch the front foot a little forward, you might. Good. Now keep the back heel pressing down. Just angle slightly forward for a sec, which will lessen the stretch in the back leg. And the whole circumference of the ribs, the lower ribs, draw that part of the body away from the pelvis. Keep pressing into the back heel as we come up again. Oh, yeah. Let's maintain everything except unhook the hands, turn the palms to face each other. Virabhadrasana 1. All right, and then we'll hinge forward. Arms back, weight in the front heel, step it forward. And then back. Yeah, great stuff. You guys just move around a little bit. Great. Okay. So let's do it one more time, this time without the blanket fold. So you move that out of the way. And then we'll add in a Parsvottanasana. Suggestion is to have blocks. Let's start at the front of the mat for this. Yeah. Alrighty, so the right leg will step back with the heel down. Just like we had the roll, press down into the heel, lift up through the front of the body, butterfly hook, and then let's bend the front knee, Virabhadrasana 1. Good. Hinge a little forward, stay here, undo the hands, and then come forward and down, landing the hands on something, any height of blocks, a chair, whatever you got, and then keep the back heel planted. Also plant the front heel and try to push the foot forward without moving it so that the left hip starts to draw back as the left leg starts to go straighter. Now when we do that, the back will want to round. So let's come again, re-bend the front knee. Move the chest forward. Keep that happening as you push the front heel forward and the left hip back to lengthen the leg without rounding in the back. Oh, yeah. Great job, you guys. We'll stay here. Press down a little more on the left foot, the inner edge of the foot, rather than the pinky side. Yeah. Good. Now your choice. You can stay here. Or if you feel good to round and come forward and down, that's an option, maybe lowering the blocks. Anybody, if you want to add a little kind of pelvis side to side. Yeah. Now in a moment, we'll get out of this. If you came down, let's come back into that kind of halfway, the flat back position. Bend the front knee a little, step the back foot forward. Press down into the heels to come up. And put the arms down. Yay!
Oh, yeah.
All right. We got only one more side to do. So the left leg steps back, heel on the floor. Same idea, press down through the heel, lift up through the front of the body, butterfly hook, pull up as we bend the front knee. That's it. And then we'll hinge forward, undo the hands, go slowly to come down, landing your hands on something. And then from here, go really slowly, push into the front heel, try to push the foot forward as the hip draws back. And notice for most of us, the pelvis tucks under and the back rounds. Just notice that and then we'll adjust it. So rebend the front knee. And this time, first move the chest forward. You can also think of pulling the arms back. Try to keep that as the front heel pushes forward and the right hip draws back. So we're in this, it's more of a flat back position. Yeah. Oh, this side's tighter for me. Yeah, that's up to you. If you want to stay in this position, great. If you want to go ahead and do round, go ahead and do. Make sure, though, that it's your choice. You can lower the blocks if you wish. You can add in a little side to side if you wish. Just a few more moments here. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you came into the forward fold, let's reset so you're more in the flat back position. Little bend in the front knee. Step the back foot forward, press into the heels, use the inhale to lift, and the exhale to put the arms down. Yogis. Yeah, let's celebrate. Let's just loop it out. Go the other direction. Well, good, I got a little sweat. I don't know about you. It was a while back, but it's still there. Okay, good. Yeah, they tell me that's the glow, but I think it's just sweat. All right, let's go down on the seat. And we'll start, let me show you. So you might want a blanket, you might not. We'll start here in this figure 4. Some of you will stay like that, and then some of you will readjust into the double pigeon, just depending on if that's wise or not. Yeah? So, if you're already there, you stay. You just are coming with me here across the right ankle over, And then before we continue, notice again if the pelvis is tucking under, let's adjust. Press down into the hands, sit up tall. Good. You want to take a little side to side, you can. Now, some of you will stay right like this. That's a great place to be. Some of you will readjust, angling the left leg, it'll come in. And if you don't touch, that's okay. If you're hovering, that's fine. If that bothers you and you'd like to have a prop, you can certainly do so. Now, if you're in this position that I'm in, lift the pelvis, scooch it back, and come down so you're a little more tilted forward. Yeah, you can pull the flesh out of the way as well. Yeah. All right, I'm going to stay up. If anybody else wants to add on, you could hinge forward. You could take a little side to side. Yeah.
Got some tight hips.
Tight hips. Ooh, tight hips. Now notice what happens wherever you are. Notice what happens when you press the heels outward. And if you're in the other position, just do the right side. Yeah, does that affect your hips? Versus just let the feet do nothing.
Well, this way it feels like at least it's engaged.
Mm-hmm.
This way it just feels like it's kind of like
It's
hanging
like,
out. Yeah, like, okay.
Okay, and then very gently dismantle, undo. Before we do side two, just stretch them out, wiggle them out. Yeah, okay. Side two, so let's start in the other one. So lean back a little bit, cross the left ankle over. Notice if you're tucking, that's fine at first, but then press down into the floor and try to roll more forward on the pelvis, or more on the sitting bones. Yeah. Now I can tell this side's tighter. Feel free to stay right here. Or if you're coming into the next rendition, just make a little adjustment, squeegee the right foot in. And then, of course, if you need any props, if you need to rearrange, you can. And then, for those of you who are in this one, lift the pelvis, scooch back, and come down. Yeah. No, Sarah, can you? And if you can't, it's okay. But if you can, put the bottom foot further forward. And then take your right knee a tiny bit to the right. No, that's the left knee.
Oh, you want that other way?
Yeah. Is that okay, or is that's better?
I mean, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. And then everybody, see what happens. Just let the feet. Yeah. And then press through the heels. It's a different pose. Different pose. Yeah. If you want to add on, you could hinge, you could wiggle. I'm good here.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Sometimes enough is enough. Yeah. All right. And I think we're done here. Let's undo. Untangle your legs. Yeah. Shake them out. So that was a pretty strong external rotation. As a little counter pose, just take the legs not super wide, just kind of medium, and use your hands to roll from out to in. Just a little bit of manual internal rotation. Yeah. Good. And then it was also hip flexion. So to do hip extension, we're going to do some windshield wipers. So come on down. We're nearing the end. Feel free to, have whatever props you like to have at the end. And then we'll let the feet go wide. Arms either up by your head or out to the side. And just let the knees take that little side to side, one side, other side. Yeah. And then for anybody, if it seems like a good idea, from one side, you can add in that cat yawn. Yeah, and if you did that on one side, you can try it on the second side. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm going to do it again. If you want to join in, feel free. Could I be silent here? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. All right, friends. So let's come back to center. And then if you feel like you need one more thing, maybe something symmetrical, you can do a thigh press, you could hug the knees in, anything that you like. we're heading to Shavasana pose, so whatever gets you there, you can add that in. Great, and the battery stayed. It's kind of low, but we're good. And let me shut off some of the lights, actually. So, yeah. And then for you folks at home, I'm going to turn the microphone off because there's some background noise, and I'll come back when it's time to come out of Shavasana. Take a little bit deeper of a breath. If it feels good to roll your head or wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, take anything you like. Some of you might enjoy another cat yawn. You can stretch the arms overhead or out to the sides. And then whenever you're ready here, let the knees bend. We'll roll to one side. And take your time to return upright. We'll meet sitting. No rush. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Namaste.
Namaste.